Hello again, everybody. Thanks for joining us live. And we're talking live about Memphis, Tennessee wrestling. For those of you that may not know me, I want to introduce myself to you. I am the owner, the founder, and the president of Power Pro Wrestling. So many of you know what Power Pro Wrestling is. And what we're going to do today, we're going to go back to the very first ever Power Pro show that took place on April the 18th, 1998. And we're going to have us a party. We're going to have us a watch party here and watch the show together. And I'm going to give you insights on that first ever show. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about myself. And I want to talk a little bit about Power Pro Wrestling and how it was meant to be and what happened to it and all the great information. I want to tell you, those of you that don't know, that Power Pro Wrestling was NXT before there was NXT. That's the truth. The first ever developmental center of the WWE, the WWF at the time. But it all started way back in 1971 when I first watched wrestling for the very first time. Back in those days, in my hometown of Jonesboro, Arkansas, I found Memphis Wrestling on Channel 13, WHBQ, with Lance Russell and Dave Brown, Jerry the King Lawler, Jackie Fargo, Jerry Jarrett, Eddie Marlin, and all the great stars. And I became hooked. And I became such a fan. I started going to the matches every week in Jonesboro, Arkansas with my friend Randy Wade, his dad, who ran the wrestling committee for the American Legion. So I got to go wrestling free, and I got to meet everybody. Promoter Eddie Marlin was my favorite, and I started selling his pictures at 10 years old, started announcing at 13 years old, and then as we went along, I started helping promote towns, became in the office, and worked myself up to the assistant booker, assistant general manager booker, and then all of a sudden, Memphis Wrestling had been around a long time. The Jerry Jarrett sold his percentage to the USWA to Jerry Lawler, who brought in a partner and an investor in the thing, and eventually I wasn't too confident, didn't like what was going on. Dave Brown and Corey Macklin, our announcers, same way, and so they ended up flying the coop, and the show ended up being canceled. Now, January of 97 is when Dave and Corey and I went away, and the show lasted to September. About a month before that, it was changed from a live show at 11 o'clock in the morning to a midnight show, and that was the beginning of the end, but it went away. Channel 5 canceled the show, and that gave me an opportunity because I had produced the show and was the promoter of the show as far as the television station. They never seen Jerry Jarrett as he was doing other things. I dealt with them daily up until the Mark Seltzer, Larry Burton situation came along, and then they were there, but I wasn't there any longer. And Channel 5 was not satisfied with the last several months of USWA wrestling, but they'd always been satisfied with me. That resulted in me reaching out to Channel 5 and reaching out to the WWF and reaching out to talent and everything else to put a crew together for Power Pro Wrestling. This is my dream, my vision, and we wanted it to go. And so the date was picked on April the 18th, 1998 for the debut show of Power Pro Wrestling. And we will show that in just a few minutes. It's funny technology today. I'm in Hendersonville, Tennessee, in the dining room of Eddie Marlin. Eddie Marlin needs some help out here. Well, I'm here taking care of the on-camera stuff and talking to you here and having a lot of fun all the way in Georgia. Isn't this fascinating? Before at Channel 5, they'd be downstairs in the wrestling studio. I'd be up in the control room. Well, I have somebody in the control room right now, but that control room is in Georgia. That's where Adam Dunn is doing this live feed, and he's rolling video and all that sort of thing. This is well, I won't say it's a test. This is a real thing, but it's a work in progress. That's the first thing. I'm excited about that because I've produced, obviously, and written 500 hours, 600 hours, however many hours of live television programming, and I'm good at it. The reason I'm good at it, I don't get shook up and I don't get panicky when something goes wrong because I like the raw feeling of live television. I like the raw feeling of professional wrestling done right, the raw feeling of studio wrestling, and that's what Power Pro Wrestling was. We ended up doing 154 shows. Some of them was smooth production wise, but when it wasn't so smooth, when things went wrong, that's okay. And that was all right with me because it was live television. Just this thing. This is a live video. And we're trying to accomplish a lot of different things as we prepare to show the video. We are doing a lot of things that we've never done before. Things will go wrong. It might not be synced up exactly perfect, but we're doing our best. And certainly, I want your input on everything. I am proud of Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling was classic Memphis wrestling with a new twist. Power Pro Wrestling theme was expect the unexpected. Power Pro Wrestling was a mixture of the legends of Memphis wrestling, like Jerry the King Lawler, Superstar Bill Dundee, the Moondog, Handsome Jimmy Valiant, and so many more. With the Young Gun division of Power Pro Wrestling, the young guys, then I was creating young stars, new stars, fast-paced matches, that sort of thing. Of course, also the legends of professional wrestling. We had Road Warrior Hawk and we had Michael Hayes. We had a lot of involvement from the WWF at the time. And we had so many great stars. Then we had WWE developmental because we had Kurt Angle's, which is a WWE Hall of Famer, as you very well know. He's a WWE Hall of Famer now. Back then, in 1999, when he debuted Power Pro Wrestling, it was his first television professional wrestling match ever. Later on, Daniel Bryan, the current WWE champion, same thing. We had so much, but it's the rawness of professional wrestling. I know a lot of people that's watching this might like New Japan wrestling. You might like WWE wrestling. I do too. I like some stuff of everything. Everybody, at one time or another, has done some great stuff. But this is the wrestling that I grew up on. The wrestling that I think the way it was meant to be and the way you like it. So many people didn't get a chance to see Power Pro Wrestling because unlike classic Memphis wrestling that we had in markets in Louisville and Nashville and Evansville, and somebody texted me the other day, they grew up watching the show in Boston and I didn't even know it was in Boston. He's telling me all these things that he saw from '94. It's fascinating. Power Pro was a one-market television station, and basically, of course, with the television revenue and sponsorship and the WWE deal, we didn't have to have our show on all over the place. It was a show for Memphis only. But now, with the world of the internet, World Wide Web, and everything's global, you can see from all over the world. I am proud of the Power Pro product. Very proud. And you can get it for the first, and just recently, for the first time in over 20 years, it's been 20 years, nobody's ever had the opportunity to buy the DVDs. You can do that now at Randy Hales, MemphisWrestling.com. Enough of the plugs, enough of the setting up, but I want you guys to know exactly how Power Pro Wrestling was set up and was meant to be, and everything happened in that situation like that. And now what I am doing is playing the video, and we're going to watch this together, the very first Power Pro Wrestling show.
Known worldwide for the beautiful sights of the Mississippi River, for being known as the birthplace of the blues and Beale Street, and for being the home of the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. For 50 years, Memphis has been the professional wrestling capital of the world. And now, it's with great pleasure that we welcome you to the very first edition of TV5 Power Pro Wrestling.
Memphis, Tennessee, known worldwide.
Hello, everybody.
Beautiful sights of the
Dave
Mississippi
Brown
River.
with
I
Corey
love that.
Macklin. We
Then
are
we go right
live in the
to
studios of
Dundee.
WMC TV5 with Power Pro Wrestling, and it's underway.
It was a party. The Great Balloon Drop.
Corey, great action lined up for Power Pro Wrestling's inaugural event here today.
Oh, my goodness, Brother Dave, let me tell you, if you have not called a friend, pick up the phone and tell them right now to tune in to TV5 Power Pro Wrestling right here today in our studio for our very first time. We're going to see the Universal Heartthrob Austin Idol. He's going to be right here today as we are live right here.
How's this for a debut show?
Billy Joe
April the
Travis,
18th,
hopefully he won't do a gun today.
1998.
Oh, I hope not.
He's always unpredictable, but he's going to be here. We got a young
Corey and
eight-man
Dave
tag
work
team
together
match
well,
as
and they're
well.
doing the
It
hype.
is going to be a big
What's
day.
going
And
to
that's not
happen
on everybody's
on this
going to be
very
a part of
first
Power
show?
Pro Wrestling today.
yeah.
Interesting situation yesterday with Brian Christopher. I'll show you that a little bit later on. And it's coming. It's coming. Get
We're
ready.
live
The
watching
final
Power Pro Wrestling
confrontation.
first show
Jerry
together,
the King
and I
Lawler,
want your
Superstar
comments.
Bill
I
Dundee,
don't know what
all
you
over the
think.
world. They've
Like
had
you
this
today.
feud for years and years.
Oh, my.
Final confrontation today on Power Pro Wrestling.
What a day. I'm ready for it. Let's kick it off.
Let's get it underway right now.
Oh, yeah.
Opening match of the day. Let's bring
You
it on
only
here.
get one chance to make a great first impression.
Spellbinder,
This was our
Paul
chance.
Diamond,
Remember,
our
the
first
last
match
part
on
of
Power Pro
Wrestling on
Wrestling.
Channel
Here
5
we
that
go.
they listened to
Thunder Bay,
was not
Ontario.
very good. And this needed to be different.
Diamond.
The set is different.
Diamond.
Graphics is different. Some of the talent is a change, but a big change in a lot. Change the studio around, a different look. I wanted to go with an athletic opening match with a veteran
His
that
opponent's
could
going to be
lead the
coming out here
match. That
too.
veteran was
He
Paul Diamond,
is set to go
and you
on
see
the
him in the
opening
ring
match of Power
there. He's
Pro
been around
Wrestling.
from
Say hello
probably
to
maybe 87, something like
Spellbinder.
that, or great tag teams. Tanaka, and later on other people. AWA World Tag Team Champion. And so I went with him, and then the Spellbinder doing an illusion at that point as he comes in, and Spellbinder always looked like $1 million. So I wanted to present to the people in the opening minutes of the show, and I wanted to go out there as the first thing they see the excitement, or the first, of course, the Memphis, Tennessee highlights and the stuff in the background of the river and Graceland and everything else, to the exciting balloon drop to a competitive first match. And we wanted to go with that right there. So we opened with that match that I thought would be exciting with the Spellbinder and Paul Diamond. This answers a trivia question: what the first match in Power Pro Wrestling history is. Later on, get the collection at Randy Hales, you will know what the last match is, and I'll give you a little hint. One of the guys, both of the guys were on this first show, and one of the guys was in this first match that was in the very last Power Pro Wrestling match. We'll see who wins this match, but I'll tip you off. We rematch the match the very next week with a different type of result.
Seconds ago, when the bell sounded for this first Power Pro Wrestling match, that dream is realized.
Suplex from the Spellbinder, and yeah, Dave,
We made clear this was a
pleasing pleasure to be part of Power Pro Wrestling. I am excited about
promotion.
being right here with you.
Dave
And very excited
explained
about
that
Randy
this was
Hales.
my
Absolutely.
dream.
We're going to be
Just
talking to
happened
Randy
a
in
few
just
minutes
a
ago
few
with the
minutes and
start
get
of
some
the
of his
show,
thoughts about
and
this company.
he points the
the
fact that
direction he
he's
wants
going
to
to
take.
bring me out so he can see the direction that I'm going to give the company.
Spellbinder catches him. He's got a cover. 1, 2, and he kicks out. Referee Joe Willer.
My friend Joe Wheeler is the referee in this match. Good, hard-hitting match, fast-paced match.
Right on his throat on the
This is
top
your,
rope, falls
not
back in the
your
ring, and
granddad's type of
Diamond
match. You know,
collect
the
himself
action
and
then.
get a cover.
Remember what the comparison
Spellbinder
to
almost on
Raw
his feet,
and
so there's
Nitro.
no cover made by
And heavy
Diamond, but the match
hitting
continues with a right
action.
fist by
So I
Diamond.
wanted to
Yeah, he
keep
bounced him off that top rope, Dave.
Phil,
Whips
the
the
team of Memphis
Spellbinder.
Wrestling, who I'm really expecting and unexpected.
Big forearm
But some of the
from
new
Paul Diamond.
moves and
Diamond
some
covers
of the
two
stuff they're seeing
counts.
on
And
other wrestling
Spellbinder's out of
shows.
there.
And this
Power
was
Pro
the
Wrestling
great
not
and
wasting any
perfect
time, Corey.
first
Got a
match
tour coming up
for Power
starting
Pro Wrestling.
Thursday, right?
Oh, yeah, and I'm
Love
going to
the
be on the road.
Spellbinder.
We're going to be at the Lady Luck Casino coming
Well,
up
it's easy to
Thursday night.
second-guess
Friday
yourself.
night, get ready.
And second-guess somewhat
Tennessee.
with
We're going to bring
Spellbinder
Power Pro
because his
Wrestling
wrestling
to
was
you. And
good.
Saturday night in
And
Crenshaw,
just
Mississippi.
real
So
good.
today,
And his
I'm
look
on the
was
road again.
All
better
right,
than
it's a
maybe
great one coming
most
up
people
here
I've ever
all
seen
week
in
long,
my
beginning
life.
right now.
Just
Spellbinder
felt-
into the turnbuckles.
It's
Paul
not like I didn't
Diamond.
try,
Oh,
but
what a move he put on it.
could have done better
What a
because
direction. I thought he was going to go head on
Spellbinder
into him, but he didn't.
Well, he
did
flew in
his
there full
part.
speed.
Bulldogs him
Go
out of the
along
corner.
on the series, if you go get the
And a
DVD,
cover by Paul
at
Diamond, the Canadian from Thunder Bay, Ontario. He got only a 2 count. Spellbinder able to kick out of it.
Now,
after
you
count of
notice
2.
that. I love Joe
Touchdown,
Wheeler. Don't like what he did there. That wasn't supposed to be
We're
the
gonna be hearing
finish. He
from a
counts
lot of
to
people
2,
here
and then
today.
just stop.
James
Count.
E. Cornett will
Spellbinder
have a
didn't
few words.
kick out. He
Rock and
just
roll
stopped because he knew that
express.
it
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
going
from
to
them
be
two.
And that was an error.
Rick
But I
Morton,
still love him.
Gibson. Look at Spellbinder.
Good move there.
Both of them down.
And a beautiful
Referee Joe Wheeler got a count going on both of them.
Diamond down, Spellbinder down.
Right here
Spellbinder
with
looks like
me, watching the
they're
very
both out.
first Power Pro
Right
Wrestling
hand.
show, giving you the
Look
insights
at the spell.
on the beginning of Power Pro Wrestling,
Clotheslines him
especially
down.
the very first show.
Takes Paul
Spellbinder.
Diamond down again. A little
Come back there,
momentum
a
from the
couple of clotheslines,
Spellbinder.
he goes again,
just when I
and
thought he had momentum
Diamond, a
going.
good move. He
Diamond
steps
throws him
aside,
right down on
ducks
the
him down to
concrete
the
floor.
ring,
Down on the
and
floor
watches
is the
That was a
Spellbinder.
show.
Diamond back
Hundreds
on
of
his
times.
feet. Referee
Just
Joe Wheeler asking
in
him
the
to
last
stay back
several
while he
days,
counts.
probably
Look out,
4 or 5
Diamond out of
times.
the
Look at
ring.
this
Look
unbelievable
at
move.
this. Diamond.
Dangerous move.
Wow, right on the
Comes up,
concrete
and
floor.
boom.
Dangerous
Oh,
territory down there near the
wipes
crowd and also
out.
the steps to the ring.
Very first show.
Diamond and
Dave
Spellbinder
says it's dangerous
out on the
territory.
floor. Action
Dave was
continues.
nervous. I was nervous.
Power
That was
Pro
very
Wrestling
dangerous.
underway
I probably talked to Paul
Still
about
got that 8-man tag
But
team match
as
coming
we
up
see,
today.
the
And
action
also, we are
continues
going to see
with
live right here
Spellbinder
today in the
and Paul
studios.
Diamond
First
as
time,
Corey
the
Macklin
Universal
still
Heartthrob
continues to
Hudson
plug
Idol.
what's
We'll be
going
here.
on
Look at
next.
that sunset flip.
Took him
He
down
does
Next
have
with the
it,
interview,
too.
Austin
Got a 2
Idol
count.
coming up, of course, the
That's all
King
he
and the
got out of it.
Very
Superstar.
close again. Each wrestler very
Now
close.
look at this.
Small package.
Look at
1,
Great
2.
match.
He got it.
Traditional,
Spellbinder gets
quick
the win.
wrestling hold, wrestling move, a small package. 1, 2, 3. And the winner of the match and the very
Gets
first
the
winner
victory, the
in
first
Power Pro
victory
Wrestling history
ever
on April
Power Pro
the
Wrestling,
18th,
and it goes to
1998
the
was
Spellbinder.
the
Paul
Spellbinder.
Diamond not too
Harry
happy about the
Del
situation around
Rios.
the ring. He had proclaimed
Very
he was going to
good
be the
opening
first winner. He
match.
didn't
Man,
do it.
like I said, you
He
just
didn't do
have
it. Look out,
one
Spellbinder leaving it
time to
Diamond
make a
attacks
great
him from
first
behind.
impression.
Yeah, he
I was a
nailed him
nervous
from
wreck
behind,
here.
Dave. Going
And
after
then
the
we're setting up
Spellbinder, ran
already
right into that
the
ring
return
post.
match for next week.
Paul
Spellbinder
Diamond
won the match, was attacked by Paul
that he
Diamond
did
after.
not get the first win on the first edition of Power Pro Wrestling.
A terrible display of sportsmanship
And that
by
was
that
sport,
man right
about
there.
winners and losers. And Diamond unhappy that he lost the match, and Spellbinder goes down as the first ever winner in Power Pro Wrestling history, and it continues the beating there. And have the
Let's take a
official
look, guys. We got a
Dwayne comes
replay of
out, everybody
the
comes
way the
out,
match ended.
and we breaks
We can
it
show you.
up. And you know, we can do a lot of this in
There we
Power
go.
Pro Wrestling, but I want to
Diamond
give a
in the
heads
air,
up and
Spellbinder.
much love
with
to our
the,
director at the
the
time,
clothesline.
guy
Look at
that
how
did
he
some
goes.
And this is right here where he finished it all
at the end of
off,
my
Dave.
run there,
Spellbinder
James
rolled him into that
Estes
small
couldn't have done this
package. There
with
was
him,
no
and
way
you
for
see
Diamond
them
to kick out of
doing
it. The 2 count and the 3
some
count.
slow
and the
motion and some replay
Spellbinder,
there, and
the
I
first
think it
winner of
added to
Power
the
Pro
show.
Wrestling.
Absolutely.
I
We
just
promised
really
a word or
think,
two from the man who's put
especially
it
in
all
the
together.
beginning,
Randy
first year,
Hales. Let's
the
see if we can talk to him
production
right here about
of
Power
this
Pro
show
Wrestling.
was better than
some of the
any
plans
production
he
ever
has
done
his
for
company
Memphis
as things
Wrestling.
get
I
underway.
really think that was talent better at times, more well known at times. Absolutely, no doubt about it. I'm not lying. I won't lie about that. But I will argue with anybody. For the most part, the production was unbelievable. I'm a nervous wreck. I'm scared to death. It's my life dream. And let's go back to listen to my first interview for Power Pro Wrestling.
Almost too much, Dave. I'm telling you, everybody, I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm fired up. I'm as nervous as I can be, and to tell you the truth, I'm a little bit emotional here today. But I want to do something, Dave. You know, I watch TV award shows, and one of the things sometimes I cringe when people start with the thank you speeches, but it's something that I have to do here today. And you know, this has been something that I've been working hard at, and there's people that's been involved that I couldn't have done this without. Two people that I really want to thank, not only in a business type of situation, but in a personal situation. I really don't think that I would have survived, much less be able to be here and say that I'm opening up Memphis Power Pro Wrestling. I want to say two gentlemen, Dave Brown, Corey Macklin back there.
Giving props to Dave and Corey, absolutely true. Couldn't have done it without them. You know, as I listen back to myself, I wish I was as smooth as Dave Brown, smooth as Jerry Lawler, smooth as Jim Cornette, Jimmy Hart, whatever. And I wasn't. Sometimes I stutter. And you see that now. That's just me. That's my personality. But the reason this works, and the reason I work as an on-camera role is that I'm not playing anybody but me. I'm being me. And this is the way, if I read it to you on the street in Nashville, this is how I talk. You see my passion, my excitement, my love for Memphis wrestling, and what I did with the interviews and what I did any on-camera role, just be me. And that works. And I'm giving everybody a prop. I'm talking about James Estes and then talking about Mason Granger.
Yesterday, of course, was his last day. Mason's upstairs. I salute you, Mason. I appreciate it very much, the confidence and giving me the opportunity. And I want to thank the fans right here and the fans of Memphis, Tennessee.
Greatest in the world. I know this is a lifelong dream, and I know you got big plans for this company.
I want to thank everybody for watching live. I want everybody to know this is a production of Randy Hales, Power Pro Wrestling, and Adam Dunn. Adam, of course, is the son of one of Jerry Lawler's all-time favorite people and great friend, Danny Dunn. Danny used to run Dunn's transmission on Airways in
from the bottom of my heart.
We're listening to the end of my interview.
Person here going to do everything in our power to make Memphis TV5 Power Pro Wrestling the greatest wrestling television program in the country. Memphis, Tennessee, this is going to be a wrestling promotion that you're proud of. A wrestling promotion for Memphis, Tennessee that's local. I'm thrilled up, and I promise you, the greatest.
You don't have to be a great talker if you have passion. That's what my advantage was, because this is real people.
Thank you, Randy. And we're going to continue with
good response
we're going to be looking at
from the people.
And
listen, credibility of the show.
Lawler and Dundee.
This is what I did. I tried to get some interviews, and as we go to the break.
Hi, this is Jim Cornette. I'd just like to say congratulations to Randy Hales, Mason Granger, all the folks at WMC TV, and especially all the fans in Memphis on the birth of Memphis Power Pro Wrestling, bringing the tradition of Memphis wrestling back to the whole area and keeping Memphis alive as one of the great wrestling cities in all the country. And by the way, just remember, when Memphis Power Pro Wrestling hits that Mid-South Coliseum, well, you know, James E. might just have to come home.
The credibility, and that's what we're for sure. Then we come back out of that break with a video that they put together at WMC.
When Randy Hales started putting Power Pro Wrestling together, I heard a name, and I said,
well, it's going to create excitement
all over the area.
Now, I wanted to bring a big name in the history of Memphis wrestling. Go ahead, I want to go back to and get one of the biggest box office in the history of the town. And you know, this thing is supposed to be a long time deal, long time plan, figured in on my scheduled June Mid-South Coliseum card. I wanted to be Lawler and Idol. It didn't work out, as this was the only show that he ever was in. But I want you to listen to this. I don't regret it. I loved it. Sorry it didn't work out. For one reason or another. I know at this point, I don't want to fly. And he didn't see eye to eye to me on the creative direction I was going. Didn't have any play from the company, that sort of thing. But I'm so glad, and I love Austin Idol today. I'm so glad he came. So this interview in the second segment of the show on April 18th, 1998. Listen to Austin Idol.
And all the staff and everybody. You know who he should have thanked? And only one. And let me give you that's right. The women's pet, the men's regret, the universal heartthrob, just as pretty, sexy, and mean as I have ever been. I'm the only one Randy Hales should have thanked.
Well, you're a very important part of this inaugural show,
The
there's no
most
doubt.
important.
Okay, the most important right now, anyway.
I will give Hales this much credit. He is not a stupid man. When he made the telephone call to my estate, he said, Austin, we're starting a whole new project. I want you to be part of it. I want you to be the nucleus. What's it going to take? And he literally gave me a blank check. Now, I know a lot of people talking about Peyton Manning. Where's he going to go number one? Is he going to go number two? And how much he's going to get. I don't care how much Peyton Manning's going to get. It will mean nothing. It will pale and be paltry compared to what I have just received from Memphis Power Pro Wrestling. Are you hip?
Yeah, I hear you. And congratulations.
They brought me in on a jet. They limoed me in from the airport. They put me up in the swankiest hotel here in town. I come to television. You know what I'm hearing? I'm shocked, flabbergasted, amazed, baffled, somewhat bewildered. Everybody's talking about Dundee and Jerry Lawler.
What a great
Final confrontation.
Who cares? Who cares
I
about
decided
Dundee
to
and
go
Lawler?
with the main event, final
Everybody's talking about
confrontation
Dundee
between
and
Lawler and
Let me
Dundee. They
enlighten
started
and
their feud in
illuminate everybody about Dundee and
1977,
Lawler.
had
Very
another great
quickly
run
here.
in
I don't want to waste my time
1983,
on people
Lawler
who don't
against
mean
Dundee.
nothing.
And I really thought that I wouldn't go with this again because Idol didn't come back. I had to change my plans, went with it a few more times. But I wanted to go with my main event because I had to have ratings on this show, which we did get, as a matter of fact. Lawler Dundee, the natural main event. And we have Idol talking about it right now. This is the suck-up part of the interview that he says Dundee is a suck-up. Listen.
He jumped the boat and he went to the WWF with Vince McMahon. And he's been sucking up to Vince McMahon every single day, every single night, and everybody knows it. But when it comes to Austin Idol, I don't suck up to nobody, okay? I do it the way I want to do it. I do it on my own. I don't need nobody else to help me do nothing. And now, yes, new day, new promotion, a whole new deal going down right here. This is history, and I want to make it very clear that now we're going to find out for real who's a top dog in Memphis, because there ain't nobody to suck up to now, Lawler, or you, Dundee. In my pocket is a contract. It's an open contract. Anybody who wants to challenge Austin Idol, all they can do is sign it.
Don't forget about this. This is foreshadowing.
Well, we'll leave it here.
For the finish of the match, the main event, Dundee and Lawler.
We've still got a lot more to go. More from Austin Idol. Something for Brian Christopher.
Man, Austin Idol did a great job. So at this point, we did the great open and the great opening match. The interview to tell about what this promotion was going to be.
a
Come
part
back
of
to Idol,
history.
and then we go into a commercial
Be part
of the very first
Power
on
Pro Wrestling
tour
live
Memphis
tour.
Wrestling.
Coming
Now,
to a
don't make
town near
plans.
you.
These are
Catch
dates
the
from
superstars
1998.
of Power
Go
Pro
watch.
Wrestling, including the Universal Heartthrob Austin Idol, Jerry the King Lawler, Superstar Bill Dundee, and many more. It all kicks off this Thursday night, 8 p.m. at the Lady Luck Casino Pavilion. Friday night, Power Pro Wrestling is coming to Humboldt, Tennessee. 8 p.m. bell time at the Humboldt
Know what's
Junior High
coming
School.
next,
Saturday
or
night,
coming later in the
Crenshaw,
show, the
Mississippi
main
at
event,
Crenshaw
Lawler
Gym.
against Dundee.
Thursday, April 30th in Wynn,
We're promoting
Arkansas.
the
Friday,
cards
May
that
1st
we
in
have
Kennett,
coming up
Missouri.
with our
And
first
Saturday, May
tour.
2nd in Ripley,
And then,
Mississippi.
you know,
It's the first ever
unfortunately,
Power
Brian
Pro
Christopher
Wrestling
was
live
booked for
tour.
WWF that day. He couldn't be there. He's going to be a big star in Power Pro Wrestling. So we had him come
Power Pro
back
Wrestling underway
or come to the
right
television
now.
station the
I
day
know we're
before
brand
to
new,
do
but
this
already
interview.
next week
We're
we got a
about
special time due to
to
programming
show you.
commitments. Join
And
us
this
a
is
half hour
how we
early next week,
explain
10:30 for
that
Power Pro
situation.
Wrestling,
Explain
right
why
here
Brian
on
wasn't there.
TV5.
Make
Right
sure
now,
you
man
watch
involved
this
in the final
situation
confrontation.
because
Been
we
working
are
out this week,
already,
the
it's about
superstar,
ratings,
Bill
it's
Dundee.
about creating viewership, and we wanted to set up that, and I'm ahead of myself right now. I'm sorry, ahead of myself. Bill Dundee, Jerry Lawler, the
you're
big
right. I'm at the
match
powerhouse
coming
gym.
up
You're right.
on
I've
this
been
show,
here every day this
and we
week, and
want to
I'm
set
sure you
up
ain't
Bill
taking this
being
very
serious,
serious.
and
That's
this is
usually
that
what you
interview.
do when it comes to Lawler versus Dundee, and you'll be going around town saying, oh, it won't take long to beat the midget. Well, I got some news for you, punk. We're going to get in the ring in about 20 minutes from now, and there's only going to be one winner. So when you haul your little crown back to the WWF next Monday, you're going to have to back and tell them all. You're going to have to tell my good buddy Stone Cold that you got beat by the superstar. That's right, Jack. There's only going to be one winner, and you're looking at, because like I know you, Lawler. I know you better than anybody in this whole world. You ain't taking this real serious. Well, I am, and that's why I'm down here at the gym. When that bell rings for the start of the match, it'll be you and me. But when it rings for the finish, it's just going to be
Powerhouse
me.
Gym
Looking
in
at
Memphis,
you, I'm taking
Tennessee.
you out, boy, and that's a promise.
Word from the superstar, Bill Dundee, and coming up right here today.
I thought that was fantastic. Again, and I got ahead of myself a little bit. Read this format wrong.
Yeah, you hear the music.
So hyping that match was important for the first match. And then what was also important, the very first appearance ever on Power Pro Wrestling, Jerry Lawler. Look at this entrance. We couldn't do something fancy like a big 10,000 seat arena. But I thought this was fantastic. Carry it out by a bunch of guys on up the rope is Jerry Lawler. Remember, Lawler's a baby face. But on WWF television, he's a heel with attitude, cocky. And if you listen to his interview, then later his commentary, you see he's trying to keep that personality as well as being liked. There you go. And I thought Lawler is so smart. And that's why I'm all over the place, officially on the record saying, best wrestler I've ever seen. Let's listen to Jerry Lawler's first interview on Power Pro Wrestling, April 18th, 1990.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? This is such a great party atmosphere, and all of a sudden, I see a couple of people out here trying to bring everything down. First of all, you got the universal heartthrob, and I'm sure everybody was glad to see him again, you know, right? It was like deja vu. You know what deja vu is? That means I've heard that bull before, pal. I've heard Austin Idol talk about, hey, baby, the universal heartthrob, you know, and all the promoters want. Let me tell you something about Austin Idol. Nobody wants Austin Idol. If he had taken off that turtleneck and that coat of his, you'd have seen his body covered with red spots where promoters been touching him with 10-foot poles. You know what I'm talking about? Nobody wants to have anything to do with Austin Idol because he's no-showed more promoters than George Jones. And I'm telling you, Randy Hales, the dumbest move you've ever made was even picking up the phone and calling Austin Idol. Now, the second person that's trying to bring us down is a superstar. Look, he's all serious. He's all mad. Come on,
Lawler's
Bill,
coming
lighten
by
up.
Idol,
you got a big match here.
foreshadowing
You can't blame him. That's a big
something
match
that
coming up.
would lead
Nothing about
to
Bill
the
Dundee
very
is big.
first major feud in our territory, in the Power Pro Wrestling series.
Now, the truth of the
Randy
matter
Hales against
is,
Jerry
Bill
Lawler.
Dundee is
I
obsessed
know he
with
was
the
going to say that,
king.
but he
He
just
has
said Randy
always
Hales,
been
let's do his
obsessed
thing
with the king.
over
I think it goes
there.
all
And
the
then
way back to,
in upcoming
if anybody
weeks,
remembers
you
this
see
one,
how
I
that
once
plays
not
out.
only shaved
And
Bill
of course,
Dundee's head, but I
in real
shaved his
life,
wife's
Dundee's
head.
serious about his
Well,
match.
what else you got?
Lawler's
Well,
not
you
as
gotta
much.
insult everybody. What else you want to do? So we can get on.
And
We
that
got
balance
to have a
there
party
is
here.
one of the
Bill,
reasons
lighten
they
up. Get a life, pal.
Listen to
Let's
this
have a
interview.
party. And you know what? You got all the decorations. You got the confetti. You got everything.
Oh, my goodness. We've got...
But what is a party without a cake? These people look like they need a cake. How about a cake? Can we get a cake out here? Oh, yeah. Well, here is the cake being brought in. I guess it's compliments of the king here today on Power Pro Wrestling.
lovely
Austin Idol
Miss
talked about all
Stacy.
his money. Look, I spared
Who
no
became
expense
Stacy
here,
Lawler?
man. Get a shot of this cake, and I'm going to have everybody out here. Here, let me hang on to this thing right here.
Beautiful.
Well, that's a big cake, pal.
Power
That is
cake.
big. We're going to have everybody out here get a piece of cake. We got something to cut the cake.
I'm not here to tell you I like every Power Pro show. I think the
Anybody
most
got a, I don't want to
great
ask this crowd if
majority
anybody's
of
got a
them,
knife, but
we
you know what I'm
have
talking about.
a lot of lucky success.
Here we go, right here. Look at this.
Great
Get the
program that I
plates, the
still
napkins.
think
Corey, we're going to have a piece
holds
of cake.
up today.
I like, you know what
Easier
I like
to
do?
watch. Save than Raw. I
Why don't,
understand Raw has a big
we've got a
budget.
match, I know that. Why don't we get to
all
the
that
ring?
sort of
Let's
thing.
save the
I
cake.
also
Okay,
realize
hey, we'll eat
that
stuff with
Power
you.
Pro
We got
Wrestling was
wrestling shows.
much
Can I stay out
easier
here
to
and talk while the
watch.
wrestling's
Just
going
have
on?
to go an hour after
You're
7
welcome to stay out here, but
That's
you know
all
what?
you have.
It's a piece of cake. We've got
And you know, I
our
think that works out
for the 8-man
fantastic.
tag team match
So
coming
now,
up,
we
Dave.
wanted Lawler to talk more, plug the main event a little later on, and stay there. Here comes Kid Wicked, who had been Tony Williams, Derek King and Jason Lee, Sarge O'Reilly. You know, I knew I needed to create new talent, young talent. I want to create a new division. So I named it the Young Gun Division, and this would be a major force, especially in the in-ring aspects and big stories, but the in-ring aspects with western-based matches and real good action. I thought it was very important to show a young talent, and also of the legends of Memphis wrestling. And then here comes Lance J, Bobby Ross, very interesting Blade. And Blade was on the first show of Power Pro Wrestling. He was on the last show. Lance J, first show, last show. We also have the Yellow Jacket.
It's the Young Guns division, and we're excited about it on the very first edition of TV5
The Yellow Jacket is actually Kevin Lawler. And that was the opening match, or the opening match in the Young Guns division, the second match on the debut show of Power Pro Wrestling on April the 18th, 1998. This match,
you know, I'm really excited about this Young Guns division of Power Pro Wrestling. You'll find young wrestlers.
Later on, Kid Wicked,
a very
who started his
thing.
career
People like to see the young
probably
wrestlers
6 years
as
before,
they develop
along with Brian Christopher, and they were a tag team called the Twilight Zone. Then they ended up underneath the mask. Then they ended up as the New Kids. They were a great team. Then they went off in different directions. I wanted to really highlight Tony. Tony came up with the idea because he felt it was his personality, Kid Wicked, and it was a different person. And we really did some good stuff with him. Another person that was really important, everybody important to me, but Derek King, who did a gimmick at the time, at the start of Power Pro Wrestling, Mr. Personality. Today, he's Shawn Michaels. He may be Jerry Lawler, maybe Joe Jarrett, whatever, but he's so excited.
The Yellow Jacket. The Yellow Jacket goes after Sergeant O'Reilly.
Hey, Dave, I got some cake here for you, too.
Jerry Lawler doing
well, you'll have some of the cake.
Don't take the knife.
Keep the knife.
Cake for you, Corey. Cake for everybody. This is terrific. Yeah.
Celebration from the King and everybody.
I'm going to invite Dundee out here for a piece of cake. He's got to lighten up. He needs to just ease up a little bit.
Well,
let's face it. This is the final confrontation. We've wrestled a lot of times. He's never won one match. So even if he were to win this final match, it wouldn't mean anything.
Wait a minute. I think he's won a match or two along the way.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, you can invite him, but I don't know if he'll come out here or not because he's in a serious mood.
He came back later on.
Blade in the ring there now, Dave.
Another developmental territory. Jason Lee teamed with Derek King.
Jason Lee whips him in. Look at that.
Dyed his hair blonde. They were the Hollywood Block. Good heel move there by Tony Williams, Kid Wicked.
Tony's changed his name. He said he didn't feel like he was being very successful as Tony Williams, so he's now Kid Wicked. He's back in the corner working.
This is exactly what I wanted out of the action in the Young Gun division. And this show is exactly what I wanted out of Power Pro Wrestling.
A lot of ability. Let's say he's not the biggest guy in the world, but hey, he can look to Bill Dundee and see that he's got somewhat of a not so bright future.
Oh, my goodness.
That's the King and Jerry Lawler at ringside joining us. Nice drop kick from Tony Williams.
Yeah, after he raked him across the back with his fingernails, and as Bobby Braun's turned around.
Tag made on Mr. Personalities, Derek King. He steps in there. Pounding away.
Derek King
ended up just a
great wrestler. And he would have been a big star, but wrestling had changed. The world had changed. He was a and it didn't happen worldwide, but Memphis only. Everybody knows who Derek King is. He misses that. And what amazing choke slam
for Derek King, the way
he was from California. And I don't know what the heck happened to him, but he looked good, looked like an athlete. Tag on Jason Lee, he comes in, and here we go, Donnie Buck. 8-man tag team action in the Young Guns division.
Here to sort this out.
What a choke
Two of them on the floor. Kid Wicked is down there on the floor.
Yeah, he and Blade are down.
Remember that Bill Dundee, for years and years, his finish was to dive out of the corner and version of this. And heck, I want to have Bill set up the finish of this match and tell everybody out. Here comes That's Jay, and he does the crossbody from the top, a little different than Bill. 1, 2, 3. I bet money that was a Bill Dundee created, and the 8-man Young Guns debut match happened right here on the very first Power Pro Wrestling show. And after you watch this, you're going to say, man, I don't know what happened on show number 2 because it was shocking and it started. You need to freaking go to Randy Hales MemphisWrestling.com. We have all kinds of collections. 154 shows. The complete collection for just $250. But if you want to get the beginning, the collection called the beginning, it's just $75 for 9 DVDs and 9 months of Power Pro Wrestling, April to December, all 98. Got to get that. Or you can buy each show individually, or each volume individually for just $10.
I'll tell you what's going to be.
You see, Bill comes out at the end of this match.
What? Bill, come on. Lighten up. It's a party atmosphere. Sure, we're going to wrestle. That's no problem about that. And I'm going to beat you just like I've always done every time I ever wrestled you. So just face the facts, and you might as well go ahead and try to enjoy your day or what's left of it. Have a piece of cake. hey, come on, Bill. Guys, hey, we've got the match. It's going to happen right here. Let's take a break.
Yeah, we're going to do that. Still to come, the final confrontation and some words for Brian.
Throw that cake on me. You got a big match coming up. You just like it's just.
You know, it's always a pleasure to come back to Memphis, Tennessee, because the people of Memphis, Tennessee first saw the Rock and Roll Express.
More credibility.
Put their bandanas on and go to the ring. And after that, 5 times World Tag Team Champions. Well, it's going to be no different, especially with Power Pro Wrestling. Just start right up.
For just $10, if that's all we want to get,
be a part of it.
Like you said, MemphisWrestling.com, just $10. Go there and get that. Minus all my jabbering and talking.
People want to be a part of this inaugural Power Pro Wrestling.
Oh, my goodness.
Strange thing happened yesterday. For a couple of days, we've been in the studio here kind of looking at the lights and all this sort of thing. Take a look at what happened. One of the people that wanted to be on the show and listen to what he had to say.
Remember when I told you about Brian Christopher? He showed up the day before because he couldn't make Memphis TV.
Hey, all right.
This is an interesting video to set up Brian's appearance the next week.
What are you doing, Dave?
Well, we're just getting ready for the new show here.
We're getting ready for the show. Well, I'm here for the show.
Well, that's not.
Come on, Dave.
It's Saturday. It's live. It's tomorrow.
I know, but I called Randy Hales, left a message. I emailed you. I called Jerry Lawler. I told him I wanted to move it today, Friday.
Well,
have the show today.
But we can't do that.
Why not?
Well, because it's got to be live. And if we did it today, we'd have to tape it and play it back and all that. We can't. We got a crowd coming in.
Dave, we got the desk. We got you. We got me. What more do we need? We need a ring. Where's the ring?
The ring's not here.
Ring?
That's part of the problem. Part of the problem. Can't do it today.
Hey, guys, we can have the show today, don't you think? Go out on Union, get the crowd in here.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, we get the crowd in here. We get the ring set up. We could wrestle, maybe.
You know we can't. No, we can't do it.
Oh, come on, Dave.
I know you got a booking. I know you got, and I think the fans will be very proud of you. You're going to honor that booking, and I'm sorry you can't be. Everybody wants to be a part of the first show here. There's no doubt about it. And Power Pro is ready to roll here on TV.
Well, I'll tell you what. I got my address book here with all my bookings and. What about next week?
Next week? 25th. Love to have you.
I'm off. I'll be here, Dave.
Not anymore.
You going to be here?
I'll be here.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see everybody because I'm here. Power Pro's here. Wrestling's back, Dave.
Next week, Brian Christopher. Yeah. He'll be here next week. We'll tell you more about his opponent coming up in just a couple of minutes. Right now, here's somebody. Boy, I hope he doesn't have
Brian Christopher.
Oh, he does. It's Billy Joe
The end of
Travis
last July 2018. That's how we debuted Power Pro Wrestling. He was coming back. He would be here for show number 2, July the 25th, 1998. Hey, here's a guy that first debuted on Memphis Wrestling in 1985, Billy Joe Travis, the Sweet Music Man. So listen to Billy.
I'm going to have to stop you right there, Billy. Thank you very much for that. Now let's talk a little bit about the action that's coming up. You've got a match. Ashley Hudson coming in right now, set to do battle on Power Pro Wrestling.
That's Bill Dundee,
Obviously, by watching
Billy Joe heads to
this
the
show,
ring.
I know
We're going to have it underway
that we're
for you
running
in just a second.
way
I was
long
hoping we'd get a little more
now.
comment from
some of the
Billy
interviews,
Joe about
including
how
mine,
proud he was to be a part. Won't take
several things went wrong, and so at this point, we don't get as much time out of this match as I had scheduled. I probably scheduled it for 7 or 8. It probably goes 2 or 3, and that's a shame. But certainly, we've done everything else that I wanted to do in this match. This is an Australian, Ashley Hudson. Ashley wrestled for us at Power Pro several times, and this is a good match, just too short.
Wrestles in out of Australia, comes in at 221 pounds, and Billy Joe out of Lexington, Kentucky. Now he wants to shake hands with him. Oh, yeah, right. Look at that. Travis rakes the eyes, takes Hudson.
Had plans for Billy to be one of my top
Down on the
heels.
floor he goes. Billy Joe Travis
I
said it
had
would only
plans
take
for
him 2 minutes
Hudson
to
to be
win
a
this
part of the
match.
Young
We'll
Gun
see.
division.
He's off to a pretty impressive start as far as getting a victory here today goes. Ashley Hudson back up on the apron. Billy Joe Travis steps him into the ring. He tries to go for the sunset
really
flip,
love
but
the
can't
look
do
of
it.
the
Billy Joe
studio.
hanging onto the rope.
The ring banner
Billy
where the
Joe was
set
hanging
has
onto the
been
ropes,
moved
but the
to.
referee couldn't see it.
Another little mistake set up, and there you
The
go.
victory goes to Billy Joe Travis.
Love wrestling like that. The bad guy, the evil guy, the heel cheated to win the match. As the sunset flip, Billy Travis held the ropes, and there you go. And there was that match. As you can tell, I love that graphic, the Power Pro graphic. I love the music, and I love that setup. And I love, even though it wasn't long enough, I love that opening match. So, very exciting as the very first Power Pro Wrestling is on the air. It happened on April the 18th, 1998. So a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. They took a chance on me. They took a big chance. And I knew I was taking a chance on my future. And I had to make this work. And this show, I knew, had to be successful, had to be different than they were used to, had to hold up somewhat to WCW, and it needed to hold up somewhat as well to the WWE and Raw. We couldn't compete with them as far as overall talent, couldn't compete with them as overall budget at all, overall production value.
Confrontation coming up. I got confirmation just moments ago. Brian Christopher will be facing Billy Joe Travis in action right here in the ring next week on Power Pro Wrestling. Austin Idol is back.
I want to make a point here between Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee. I got two big fat mouths.
To this day,
I'm
I'd rather
personally
watch
going to
studio
shut up the
wrestling
first
than
chance I
anything in the world. And it's a little quick bumper segment, late on time.
There's an extra
And here's
microphone.
Austin.
We would.
There's a microphone.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. We're gonna. The final confrontation is just about to get underway here, and Lawler and Dundee they have had this battle going on and on and on. And it's just about set to go.
Set to
Remember
go.
earlier in the show,
One time or
Idol
another.
left the
Here today, it's
contract
going to be a settle between the
challenging
king and
anybody.
the superstar.
That
But
comes to
first,
effect
this.
later on in the match. Remember, we hyped the whole show. The final confrontation, Jerry Lawler, Superstar Bill Dundee. That will be the feature match. So this is how we got that.
That's okay. We'll let him
For
comment
this show.
because in the ring
I thought I
already,
would
the man
add
arrives
this
in no fanfare.
that
He's
you
taking
might
this
not
very,
know.
very
Wrestling went off
seriously.
the air
The
in
superstar,
September.
Bill
This is
Dundee,
April.
is already
So
there.
off the air from September to April. So we had to make people know. We had to get an audience in there. We had to make sure we get everything done. We get a ring, we get a set, we get everything we can do. And we had to put that together. And we did do that. The television station did some promos that were back. One of the great things we did, went out to Dave Brown's house in Lake. And he and Corey Macklin was on the boat. And they were out fishing. And then the TV crew and a bunch of wrestlers, Derek King, Inaugural, Spellbinder, a lot of them. Then we go out and look at this start of the match. We did a promo advertising the return of TV5 Wrestling, so this is what they were seeing.
Of a Kmart out on White Station and Summer Avenue. Gonna have these dolls are impossible to find. Action figures, I'm sorry. And they go, whoa, look out! Dundee! Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna ring the bell. Bill Dundee apparently has gotten fed up with Lawler having not much interest at all, Dave, in this final confrontation.
Isn't that typical between these two suck-ups? Cheap shot city all the way.
Great way
I'm
to
really
start this
intrigued about
main
sitting out
event.
here
Like it's going back to 77 or 83, something like that. A unique way where Dundee grabbed Lawler, pulled him in. You don't have a heel here, babyface here. Some Bill fans, some Lawler fans. It's a very important match. Austin Idol's doing commentary here.
And only one Caesar in wrestling, and you're listening to him.
Well, there's no doubt you're a great wrestler, Austin Idol, but these two guys have had some of the toughest matches in the history of professional wrestling.
No
today, the final confrontation between them.
Well, yes, they have. I heard Lawler talk about, well, he shaved Dundee's head, and he shunned his wife's head. But did he mention the fact that I shaved his head?
He didn't mention that. Lawler's still not taking this very serious. He's looking for the action figure that he brought out here. Dundee really serious about this. I mean, he had, as the football players say, had his game face on when he arrived. Lawler's just sort of joking about the whole thing. I don't think he's taking the match very seriously at all. That may cost him as we go on here.
Got that right, because Bill Dundee certainly no pushover by no means of the imagination.
Oh,
Dave.
come on, get a life. That figure's got more action than Lawler does.
Oh, boy. The King with superstar Bill Dundee in.
The king of what? The king of suck-ups.
Oh,
The king of suck-ups.
Universal.
Suck-up number 1, suck-up number 2.
You got a good reaction.
Oh, you're a perfect pair.
What a match. Nobody has as much
Insults
chemistry
traded
as
back
Lawler
and
Dundee.
forth between Lawler and Idol.
Hey, you know, word of the round,
Great,
grapevine up the
great match.
WWF is Jerry Lawler is the Monica Lewinsky of the WWF.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's right.
Don't
Him and
start
Vince
that
McMahon.
stuff.
All right, don't start any of
You
that.
heard me.
Dave, folks to thank for the festive atmosphere here today. Mike Frazier, towing service, for helping with moving some bleachers around. Jimmy Blaylock of Fun World in Tupelo with decorations. And Larry at Teddy Bear Express for all the balloons. Thanks for helping make this a very big debut.
2 count. And the King kicks out of it.
He was very, very close to winning this match.
Hey, also, Power Pro Wrestling is on tour coming to a town near you. Get ready. Thursday night, Lady Luck Casino Pavilion. Friday night, Humboldt, Tennessee at the junior high school. And Saturday night, Crenshaw, Mississippi at the Crenshaw Gym. The very first Power Pro
Dave Brown,
Wrestling
of course,
Live tour. I'm going to be
started
right
doing
there.
wrestling with the Channel 13 and followed Lance
Lawler's
Russell
over here
to
yelling
Channel
at us
5 in
about something, and Dundee
1977.
used the-
Also became the weather person. He did that at Channel 13, did it at Channel 5. He's an institution in Memphis. He's great. He had that long history with Lance Russell.
Seriously, after Dundee nailed him with a
You
fist.
know somebody had to
The
teach
stunner.
him. He couldn't come up with it on
As
his own.
Dundee's in trouble, as well as
No
if he did
originality.
something that Steve
The
Austin
King
taught him. That was very good.
Dundee over. He
You know,
misses with the fist.
I
Superstar
want
gets
to give
up.
props to Corey
He's got
Mack
Lawler,
because,
whips him
you know, in
into the
everything, it's somebody's opinion. And I've read a lot, heard a lot. A lot of people said they didn't like Corey Mack as an announcer.
Yeah, I
It's
thought he was
almost
gonna go into that
impossible
airplane
to
spin,
follow
but
up
he just dropped him
a
down.
legend. And he
Lawler
followed
up on
Lance
his
Russell.
knees. Dundee off the rope.
Corey is
Nailed
no
him with the
longer
right
with
fist.
us.
And it
And I hate
does
that.
not
He's no longer with us.
Two.
But he had the passion and the
If I would have hit him,
excitement.
he'd still be unconscious.
And
Both
the
of these
fans
guys are
really
very
like him. Was he the
difficult to see. You
smoothest
will
announcer
probably
I've ever
see
seen?
several two counts during this
Not.
match.
Did he work
Each
in
of
this
them is tough to hold
situation?
down for that final count of
Absolutely.
3.
Maybe hard to pin for you, easy to pin for me. I could pin them both. I'd have beat them both right now at the same time.
Lawler
Both.
and Dundee slugging it out here on Power Pro Wrestling. By the way, Dave, early time next week.
10:30, right here, live on TV5. 10:30 next week. Uh-oh, the referee knocked down there.
Yeah, referee Aubrey Wayne down. Lawler whips Dundee in.
Well, that time the famous Bill Dundee died.
Lawler sort of
You see these
stumbled
two
on it.
losers basking in their agony. Let me show you who's running the program here.
And we'll tackle there and
who
Dundee
wins
out.
and who
And I'll let you watch this. Remember,
They're not going to
it
determine
was
anything.
teased in the first segment. And watch this no good out.
And
I'll tell you right now, we're going
supposed to be over
to
here
advertise
commentating,
Idol
not
against
getting
Dundee
involved in the action.
the next week on television. We're going to set that up right here. As
Idol leaves Dundee
nails
lying on
Bill
the,
Dundee with a chair.
floor.
Yeah, Austin Idol just clobbered Dundee with that chair. Now he's just walking out of here just like nothing ever happened.
Counts at 8. Lawler's asking what's going on. 10, that's a count out. That's it.
Well,
Referee's calling for the bell. Jerry Lawler is the winner
the hand is raised
of the final confrontation, but man,
And there we
what a
go.
way for it to
Idol
end.
screwed
Not
this
at
up.
all what we had
He
envisioned.
screwed up Bill Dundee's chance
Well,
to
we'll be
beat
back.
Jerry
We'll have more
Lawler
to say
in the
about
final
this. Don't go
confrontation.
away. Power Pro
So
Wrestling
I thought,
continues.
all in all, from the opening video showing Memphis,
Bill Dundee is out here.
no
Bill,
worldwide.
I'm very
Beautiful
disappointed. I know
Showing
you are at the
Graceland
way it
everything,
turns
the
out.
drop to my interview to that first great match with Spellbinder and Spellbinder, opponent Paul Diamond, to Austin Idol, to Brian Christopher, to the Young Guns, to Billy Travis, and now we go to promote this match for the next one.
Contract. Need to sign it two places right here. There it is, the signed contract.
If you want to come out right now, show all them people how big and bad you are, we'll do it right now. But you ain't got enough guts, Idol. I didn't like you when I first met you in Australia, and I don't like you now. You're right. Oh, yeah, you'll stay right there. Come on, now.
Here he comes. The contract is signed right here. Idol signed it earlier, challenged anybody. Bill Dundee just took him up on it. It's going to happen. It's confirmed.
You can go to Randy Hales, MemphisWrestling.com.
Right
154 shows are available. Several different collections. If you
don't want to miss
order one DVD at a time, it's $10 a month. The way we do our DVDs. One volume.
Everybody's
one
trying
month.
to keep them apart now. Idol has a shield over there.
Two shows on one DVD.
He doesn't want any of the
volume number 2 was in May. We had 5 Saturdays.
He can insult him all he wants to. But,
individual DVDs are just $10. We have
apparently
a collection,
in the ring at the moment.
beginning collection, complete collection, the Last Stand collection, a lot of great deals, or you can do them individually just for $10. Our number one seller is a complete collection at $250. So there we have it. That's our very first Power Pro Wrestling show on April the 18th, 1998, as we go on the day for his club.
At 10:30. Don't you dare miss it.
We're out of time, buddy. Corey Macklin,
Dave Brown, we've certainly enjoyed being here with you. We will see you next Saturday morning.
And there we go. That is the very first edition. That at the time was the happiest day of my life as the #1 very first ever Power Pro Wrestling show. And we would come back the next week on April the 25th with show number 2. Then, we kept rocking and rolling. Our first Mid-South Coliseum card would be on June the 23rd. So at this point forward, we're building for that card. A little tip-off, if you want to get the June debut DVDs, that's the hype to the blast off at the Dome at the Mid-South Coliseum. The May and June was the hype. June 23rd was when that event happened, and so much happened. Some of the best stuff I think we've ever done in Power Pro Wrestling. So you need to get May, you can get June, and see the build to the blast off at the Dome. What did we have there? The main event was Kane against Jerry Lawler as the main match. Road Dogg Jesse James, the roadie, was in the match with Brian Christopher. That was all in June. And that build-up is there. Then in July, we did some very important stuff. In July, only time ever we did it in Memphis. Jerry Jarrett was never able to do it. Nick Doulis was not able to do it. But through Channel 5, WMC TV getting the idea, we did the Star Spangled Celebration. It was a 1 hour, 7 to 8 o'clock at night, a primetime live wrestling television from the banks of the mighty Mississippi River. It was July the 4th, 1998. So my suggestion would to be, you could get July and just get that action with the 4th of July show. I think you would love it. I also think you would love to see the build-up it made through June and the follow-up of that July Mid-South Coliseum show, that the main event was the Giant King with me against Jerry Lawler. I named the new king, and it made Lawler mad. The semifinal match was Brian Christopher challenging Intercontinental WWE Champion The Rock. That's on the July build, July-August follow-up. So I'm telling you, the best deal, of course, the complete collection. You get all 154 shows, $250. That saves you $120 off the regular price. A great deal. But if you don't want to spend that much, if you want to check out and sample the product, I would suggest the collection. And it's on the right side of my website, Randy Hales, MemphisWrestling.com. On the right side of my website, and you can check that that out, and the collection's called The Beginning. Go to the right side, scroll down, and see the collection. And The Beginning is April through December of '98, 9 DVDs, 1 through 9, and it shows you the beginning year, the whole first year from April to December of Power Pro Wrestling, and you see that whole complete entire build, and I think you will enjoy that as well. It's just the fantastic times in Power Pro Wrestling, exciting things to go forward. Jim Cornette comes in for one shot in February of 1999. In August of '99, he comes in. He's in here for a total of about 8 months, over 30 shows, and we have that collection available at all. So there you go. And I want your input. I want your view, because I know some of you are watching this from overseas. Some of you are watching in New York. Some of you might have watched the YouTube clips, because there's not a lot out there, thank goodness. Not many complete shows, thank goodness. But there is, thank goodness, a way for you to see. This holds up, people, because I'll be the first to tell you if this is a crappy product. But even today, because I was born at a time where there was nothing in the world like studio wrestling. And in my mind, there's still nothing like it. In my mind, nobody, not a wrestler in the history of the world, has owned the town, commanded the audience in the town, been loved or hated in the town better than Jerry the King Lawler, WWE Hall of Famer. And he was a big part of Power Pro Wrestling. Bill Superstar Dundee, one of the great minds of Memphis Wrestling, big booking run in Mid-South Wrestling for Bill Watts, that he had the best 2 years Bill Watts ever had, with Tennessee ideas and Tennessee talent like the Rock and Roll, the Midnight, Jim Cornette, Terry Taylor, so many more. There's just so much good that's happened with Memphis Wrestling. And just like Jerry Lawler learned it, and Bill Dundee learned it, and Dave Brown learned it, I learned wrestling through watching wrestling and through growing up as a fan of Memphis Wrestling and being able to let into the family, let into the inner circle and being a part of it, then becoming the owner, founder, and president of Power Pro Wrestling. So this was a setup show. As weeks go on and on and on, I became, and it was never a plan. It was never the plan, because I had a plan. I knew where I was going to be in June, and I didn't get there. As a matter of fact, I didn't do what I wanted to do the next week. The plans changed. But you have to have plans, folks. You have to be able to change plans, and you have to have a good plan, even if it's a last second thing, a spur of the moment plan. And that's what I did the next week. And we went into the Mid-South Coliseum. Who would have thought it? The biggest grudge on the television show preceding that was me against Jerry Lawler. And I had never planned for doing that. However, the people switched me. The people wanted to see it. The people turned me, because they were seeing an evil promoter in Eric Bishop. They were seeing an evil promoter in Vince McMahon. And they made me the evil promoter. And that's the inside information, that was never the plan. Because I got knocked later on, how you put yourself on television? And yes, I did. And I put myself on television a lot. And the reason I did is the people, they demanded it. They got with it. And that was, as we looked at rating trends and patterns, and that's the stuff that was doing good. The person that was hated the most and that sort of thing. There was a personal story to tell, a personal thing that the people could believe. The people could believe I could go a little nuts. People could believe that I could abuse power. The people could believe that would make Jerry Lawler mad. Well, this was our first live viewing. We tried it and had some kinks the other day, but we went another direction and wanted to try it again. And I'm really excited about it. Back in Georgia, talking about the producer. He can talk to me in my ear, and I can talk to him face to face as he's listening to me today. I want him to call me after we go off the air, and I can tell you right now, we are about to go out off the air in a few minutes, but this was great. This was fun to do, and I want you guys to watch this and let me know. And the way you let me know is that if you're on my Facebook page, send me a special messenger. Send me a message, a private message on Facebook. Or on Twitter, same thing. A private Twitter message. Or I'm going to give you this email. It's Randy Hales. That's not even right. It's Randy Benton, BentonHales, Randy Benton Hales at gmail.com. My Twitter is at RBH Hales. And hopefully, maybe we can get those graphics up there, maybe not, at RB Hales. So many stuff, so much social media. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, a Power Pro page on Facebook. I'm on podcast, podavenue.com/Hales. I'm at my website at RandyHalesMemphisWrestling.com. So much. But I can tell you, people, I love Memphis wrestling. I've said this a million times. You're probably tired of saying it. Memphis wrestling born, Memphis wrestling bred. When I die, I'll be Memphis wrestling dead. I love the history of Memphis wrestling. I love classic Memphis wrestling. Did a podcast on the best year I think ever in classic Memphis wrestling, 1974. I love that sort of thing. But man, a part of me was Power Pro Wrestling. It was an absolute part of me. And I think you will enjoy 154 shows, 37 DVDs out there. And man, they have other stuff on their website. Jerry Jarrett's books and pictures and rare stuff. And I post all kinds of things, some blogs, and I think you will enjoy. Well, this was fun to do. This live, as you watch live with me. But the way, hopefully, as we've been doing this, you were able to do comments and type of thing, and I will write the comments, sort of thing. I didn't want to be too complicated and look away from the screen too much, that sort of thing, but we'll get it all fixed up, and hopefully can answer your questions and answer your emails, and where I made this live thing be an experience that you liked, and we appreciate that very much. Well, as we end up this live watch party, I want to thank you very much. Remind you one more time, Randy Hales, MemphisWrestling.com, Randy Hales, MemphisWrestling.com. And I'm going to say, for everybody that was ever involved in Power Pro Wrestling, for the Austin Idols of the world, and the Brandon Baxters of the world, the Young Gun divisions of Billy Travis that's no longer with us, for the Jerry the King Lawlers, the Stacys, for Corey Macklin, Dave Brown, Brandon Baxter came along the very next edition of Power Pro Wrestling. The WWE developmental people like Daniel Bryan and Kurt Angle, Superstar Bill Dundee, Samantha. There was just so many. Derek King. I don't know. Michael Hayes, the Freebird. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I know I do. I appreciate everybody supporting me. I want to smarten you guys up to Power Pro Wrestling. I'm very proud of it, and I want you to share this live feed and let everybody know what they missed, and they'll understand it, and they can watch this very first show. What's your input about the very first show? I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. Wish I could turn back the time and do it all again. Everybody, I'm Randy Hales. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye, everybody.